Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be making a delicious barbacoa recipe. Now, some of you may be asking, well, what is barbacoa? Well, here's what it is. It's a delicious Mexican dish. I'm using a chuck roast and I'm going to be cooking it in the crock pot, and it's going to get oh so tender. You're going to love it. So when it's done, I'm going to serve it up with some cilantro lime rice, and I'm going to make burritos with it. And I'm going to be adding some, avocado, maybe some sour cream, and pretty much anything you like. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. Before we start, I just want to mention that this recipe is not authentic, okay? Some of you, like to mention that. But anyway, this is my version, and, an authentic version has different cuts of beef, for example. They tend to use, the cow's head, the cheeks, and whatnot. So I'm keeping it simple. This is my version, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's go over those ingredients. So what I have here is this is like almost a 3-pound chuck roast. And what I did was I cut it into big chunks. It makes it easier to sear on the stove. And then I trimmed off just a little bit of the fat. You want to leave that fat in there though, so that it adds a lot more flavor to your dish. And I also left this sitting out for about an hour so it comes up to more room temperature. Now we have some onions. I just roughly chopped up some onion. I have some chicken broth, some apple cider vinegar, some oregano, some cumin, and my chipotle peppers. And here I took out the seeds because we don't like it quite so spicy, but feel free to add as many of these as you like it hot. All right, we have some garlic, some fresh lime juice, a little bit of salt, a couple of bay leaves, and for some spices, I've got some allspice and some ground cloves. All right, guys, we're gonna start off by searing our meat. I have a stainless steel pan over medium-high heat. I'm gonna add some olive oil to this, and then I'm gonna place the meat right down in there. Once you set it in, don't move it. It sticks to the pan. And that's going to sear for, 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. The meat will release from the pan when it's seared. All right, it's been a couple of minutes, and we'll turn this over. So as you can see, it's not really sticking. It turns right over. We're going to sear both sides, or all the sides that we can. This adds a lot of flavor, guys. You don't have to do it, but I highly recommend it. It adds so much flavor to your dish. Once you've got all the sides seared, we're going to just remove this to a plate for now. Turn the heat down to medium-low, and I'm going to add the onion to this. And I'm going to saute the onion for just a couple minutes, just to soften them up, and we're going to pick up all those brown bits that are on the bottom of this pan, and we're going to add it to our dish in the crock pot. All right, the onions have been cooking for a couple of minutes, and I want to make sure I get all the brown bits up, so I'm going to deglaze a little bit here with some chicken broth. It's time to place all of our onions and our meat into the crock pot. We're going to get everything in here. So make sure that you get all the good stuff into the pot. Now I'm putting the onions in first just so the meat can sit on top of it. All right, so we'll just place our pieces of the beef into the crock pot. Now all we have to do is place all of our other ingredients into a blender. We're going to blend it up except for the bay leaves. So we've got our chicken broth, apple cider vinegar, lime juice, garlic, allspice and ground cloves, oregano, the chipotle peppers, the cumin, and the salt. We'll pour that right over the meat. Then all we have left to do is add our bay leaves. We're going to place this on high heat, and it will cook for a good 6 hours. I'll be making my cilantro lime rice in the meantime. I've got plenty of time for that. All right, guys, it's been about 5.5 hours, and I want to show you the meat here cooking away. It smells amazing in my kitchen. So at this point, as you can see here, it is just like fork tender. It just pulls apart with 2 forks. It's beautiful and it smells delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and shred this up. And while I'm in here doing that, I'm going to remove the bay leaves actually, to make this easier to shred up and get rid of some of the fat, you're going to want to take some of the meat out, put it on a cutting board, and actually shred it like I'm doing here. And you're going to see probably some larger pieces of fat that you're going to want to tear off and just throw away. And putting it out on a board so you can see it makes it a little easier to do that. But you see how beautifully tender this is? It just comes right apart. And then you can just toss it right back in to the pot to keep it hot. So now that the meat is all shredded up, we're ready to put our burritos together. So I use my tortilla oven. These things are wonderful, guys. If you've never have used one, I highly recommend them. You put your tortillas in there, pop it in the microwave, and 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and they stay really hot for like a half an hour to 45 minutes. So making this for my son, what he likes. We're gonna do the little barbacoa on the bottom. Just put some of this right in the middle of my burrito, or my tortilla, I should say. Okay, and then I heated up my cilantro lime rice, which I'll have a video for you on how to make that. I'll leave a link down in the description, so check that out. So I've got that here. I'm gonna put a nice little serving of that on here. And one of my pet peeves about burritos is you want to make sure that you get all the ingredients across the whole burrito. That way you can taste everything, right? I really, my pet peeve is like when people put guacamole or sour cream on one side and that's all you get. Not so good in my view. All right, so then I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on that, and we're going to do some fresh avocado. I don't have guacamole today, but I do have a recipe for you to try out. I'll leave a link again in the description. Just click down below where it says show more, and you will find all kinds of information down there, such as this written recipe. So check that out. We'll put a nice piece of avocado in there. We'll put 2 so it goes across the whole thing, and I'll just roll this up. Now, another alternative for those of you that don't want to eat too many carbs, a lot of times what I do is I will make a little sort of burrito or a taco out of lettuce leaves. So I'm using butter lettuce here. And you just do the same thing, basically. Put in there whatever you like. So I'll put a little bit of the barbacoa in the middle. Proportions are gonna be a little smaller because the lettuce is a little bit smaller. I'll put that in there. I'll put in a little rice, a little cheese, and of course, the avocado. So there you have it, guys. Salsa, I mean, guys, feel free to put anything you like in here. If you want to put a little salsa in there, it all works. This dish is great for entertaining. If you want to, you shredded all your meat up and then, it's good to go for a party. People can serve themselves. It really works well. All right, let's give this a little taste. I'll let you know how it is. Whoa, here we go. It's going to be a little messy, guys, but I'm going to dive in. All right, guys, that is delicious. The meat, the barbacoa has that little hint of heat. I use 2 of the chipotle peppers. That's perfect for me, and I'm a wimp. So keep that in mind. I took out the seeds. You get just enough of a little heat there that you know it's there, but it doesn't overpower the dish. That's how I like it. The flavors come through. It's got I can taste the lime, and I can taste the, all the spices and everything. It's just delicious, guys. And with the cilantro lime rice goes perfect. So I hope you guys will try this. Let me know, leave me a comment if you do, tell me how you like it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, go ahead and click that button up there. And that way you'll know when new videos come out every week. Share the video if you can and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.